Welcome, everyone. Let's just dive right into this explainer, because today's story is absolutely fascinating. We're looking at an incredible, almost unbelievable health transformation. It's the deeply personal story of Osman, who you might know as the blind Muslim yogi. Now, real quick context, Osman actually went permanently blind in May of 2023. So whenever he describes things visually, it's because he had sight for the vast majority of his life before them. He is a master-level bioenergy healer, has been practicing yoga and meditation for 50 years, and even attained his first samadhi at just 19. But today we're focusing on how he handled a terrifying cardiovascular crisis using literally the most accessible tool humanity has.
So, here's the big question we're tackling today. Can a simple morning walk actually replace the need for open-heart surgery? It sounds wild, right? When we think of severe heart disease, we instantly picture sterile operating rooms, incredibly complex procedures, and, months of bed rest. But what if, under the right medical guidance, of course, the most potent medicine isn't found on an operating table, but outside just as the sun comes up? In this explainer, we're going to break down the exact protocol Osman used to take his health back.
Section 1. The Entrepreneur's Health Crisis. Let's look at health under pressure. To really understand the solution here, we have to look at the stakes. Osman wasn't a couch potato. He'd practiced yoga and meditation since childhood. He ate well, and yet he suffered 3 major heart attacks. 3. And the driving force behind this? 3 decades of severe, nonstop entrepreneurial stress. That chronic, high-octane pressure literally pushed his body right to the edge, to the point where his cardiologist said, "You need open heart surgery, immediately." Now, faced with going under the knife for open heart surgery, Osman remembered some pretty stark warnings from friends who had actually been through it. They basically told him, look, the surgery undeniably saves lives, absolutely, but the physical toll, it's massive. They warned that you lose that spontaneous energy, the ability to just jump up and move. Everything suddenly has to be done carefully and slowly. Since his doctors determined he wasn't in a critical, to the exact minute danger zone, he decided to give himself a few weeks to try a natural, holistic approach before officially committing to the operating table.
Which brings us to Section 2, the daily walking protocol. Let's look at this daily routine.
So, how exactly did he structure this recovery? Well, he didn't just wander out the door aimlessly. His doctor gave him very specific parameters to protect his incredibly delicate heart. A heavy gym session? Completely out of the question. Instead, he was prescribed a minimum of 20 minutes, strictly capped at a maximum of 40 minutes of walking per day. And the catch? It had to be done right as the sun was rising.
The pacing of this is so fascinating to me. He just needed a brisk, comfortable pace. We're definitely not talking about some intense 160 beat per minute boot camp here. The doctor basically told Osman, walk fast enough that you feel slightly out of breath, but comfortably enough that if your phone rang, you could still hold a normal conversation. That 120 beat per minute sweet spot is the magic number. It kept his heart completely safe while still triggering the body's fat-burning mode.
And he used this absolutely brilliant psychological trick so it never felt like a massive, daunting 40-minute workout. It was literally just a quick 20-minute stroll out and then back. He'd simply step out his front door, pick literally any direction he felt like exploring, and walk for 20 minutes. Once he hit that mark, boom, turn around and walk home. No driving to a crowded gym, no weird operating hours, just him, the morning breeze, the plants, and the sunshine, giving him this huge surge of positivity to kick off the day.
Moving on to Section 3, cutting snacks, keeping portions. No snacks, just full plates.
Now, exercise is obviously only half the equation, right? Osman knew he had to optimize his fuel, but he didn't obsessively count calories or do anything crazy. Instead, he set super simple boundaries. 0 snacking on junk. No cakes, no biscuits, no crisps, nothing. But, and this is key, he promised himself he would never actually go hungry. He'd order these massive vegan bowls loaded up with walnuts, avocado, falafel, and he would eat until he was completely full. It really goes to show you don't need a miserable starvation diet, you just need nutrient-dense, real food.
Okay, Section 4, morning versus evening exercise. This part is crucial.
The actual timing of when you move your body is a total game changer for metabolic health. This perfectly illustrates why his doctor insisted that 20 minutes in the morning easily beats a punishing 2-hour workout late at night. See, when you walk at sunrise, you elevate your metabolic rate right at the start of your day, and it maintains that fat-burning state for hours. But a heavy evening session, it spikes your metabolism right before you go to bed, essentially canceling out all that amazing momentum while you sleep.
And that brings us to Section 5, a 20-kilogram transformation. Let's talk about the incredible results.
The human body's ability to heal itself and you just give it the right conditions is, well, it's mind-blowing. Within just the first 6 months, Osman safely lost over 20 kilograms. And remember, this was without stepping foot in a gym, without starving himself. Just by walking to that comfortable, conversational pace every single morning and eating clean, hearty meals, the excess weight literally just melted off his frame.
But beyond the weight loss, the truly astonishing part is that he reversed his cardiovascular crisis entirely. He completely came off all his cholesterol medications, and he never ended up needing that open-heart surgery. Fast forward almost 20 years, and his heart health has remained absolutely pristine. He went from this incredibly delicate state where a gentle morning walk was his absolute physical limit to slowly building an ironclad cardiovascular system capable of so much more. This timeline right here proves how starting with the simplest, most accessible movement can slowly build an incredibly resilient body over time. He didn't rush it. He started with the miracle of walking. Then, as his heart grew stronger, he naturally added bodyweight exercises at home. Eventually, he graduated to gym machines, and today, he confidently performs heavy strength training with free weights. It's just a masterclass in patience, consistency, and honestly just honoring exactly where your body is at in the present moment. Now, before we wrap up, I need to share a vital piece of advice from Osman himself. He strongly stresses that natural, ancient therapies are meant to be enhancements to your health, not outright replacements for medical treatment. Osman maintains a very high success rate in critical care recovery due to his incredibly intensive practice. We're talking historically up to 18 hours a day, and even currently a rigorous 8 to 10 hours a day, just keeping his skills sharp. But despite all that mastery, he always insists you must consult a licensed medical professional before starting any new routine, exactly like he did with his own cardiologist. If you want to learn more, you absolutely have to visit his website at yogawellness786.com. Osman is on a massive mission to simplify these complex, ancient protocols for modern society. When you're there, make sure to download his completely free 5-minute yoga and meditation program. It's a fantastic resource. He also offers extensive free advice on his YouTube channel. And if you're interested in his premium offerings, his Patreon channel features paid, live daily video lessons, one-to-one consultations, and access to his master-level energy healing services.
So I want to leave you with this thought to chew on. True transformation doesn't always require extremes. Sometimes it really just takes a walk at sunrise. Osman's story proves you don't need to completely upend your life to save it. By making a few strategic adjustments, stepping outside for just 20 minutes every morning, and rethinking how you feel your body, you can fundamentally rewrite your biological future. So, I challenge you, what is your 20-minute habit going to be tomorrow morning? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, here's to taking that first step.